Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am back with a new sketch. However, February is now over and I am done with my Follow a Sketch February with Scrapping Reflections, and March the 1st brings Christy's Beautiful Life and her 30 days of sketches. So this is season 9, or I don't know if you'd call it a season. She does them typically in March, June, and I believe September. And so this is for March, and I am so excited. I participated in September and created every layout, and pretty much tried to get them up every day. But like in February, my plan is to have every layout done and every one of them uploaded pretty early in the day. So we shall see how that goes. Life does get in the way, and I do have a vacation this month. However, I am working on getting things set up beforehand. So here is our very first sketch. The awesome thing about this month is not only is there going to be a new sketch every day for 30 days, but a lot of the sketches were created by people that are in this group, the 30 Days of Sketches group on Facebook, and you can go see the layouts or the sketches and then the finished products of different people on Facebook. You can join the group. And like this one is by Lisa Sikorsky, who is one of our members, and she also runs a Facebook group called Scrap a Sketch, which is amazing, and she creates the neatest sketches. So this is day 1. There's lots of tags, some floral and single picture. I'm really excited. So the other thing that I am going to be doing, and a lot of people will be as well, is Dotty About Flair has a prompt for every day. And so the prompt for March the 1st is florals. And so they just want you to incorporate florals somehow in your layout. And so I'm really excited about that too. So there are tons and tons of different people who are following along on different days or every day, just depends. But their links are below. So please go and watch all the amazing guys and girls who are creating all these different sketches and layouts. It's just going to be an amazing month. I'm so excited. I've gotten to see all of the layouts for the sketches for the month, and they are really great. Some single picture, multiple pictures. There's going to be some double layouts. Things that are, easy to stretch the sketch, which I may be doing myself at least once. So I'm really, really excited for the month, and I hope that you all will come along with me and participate if you are wanting to. And with a sketch, the great thing is you can create a sketch that looks exactly like this, or your layout could look exactly like this, or it can be completely different. You just grab some inspiration. Ooh, I love those tags. I'm going to stick some tags on a layout, but not like this. Or you've got more pictures you need to lay out. I mean, there are just so many things that you can do with a sketch. And I'm just really, really excited. So now, enough about that for now. Like I said, please follow along with all the fabulous girls and guys that are going to be creating this month. So here is the sketch up close a little bit. And I am using Vicki Boutin. You all know, if you've been following me at all, how much I love her. A lot of American craft products are some of my favorites because but I'm predominantly have these things because it is something I can get local, that I don't have to order online. I don't do, other than Amazon, I don't do a lot of online ordering. So Vicki Boutin is something that I can find at Joann Fabrics. And some of the other designers that I like so much are also from there. I know that there are other amazing designers and kits and things out there that I just don't have. So but Vicki Boutin is definitely one of my favorites because she's got such colorful, packed with a punch papers. So I am going to be using this Vicki Boutin collection. I thought this would be perfect for bringing in florals. There's definitely some of that in here. I have some scraps that are left from, I had a paper pad from this Art for Everyone, and I have scraps left, and this is all I have left from my original paper pad. I was really excited that I had used it all, but then I found one at Tuesday morning and I couldn't help it because it's one of my favorites. So that's okay, it works out perfectly. So I'm going to try and use up some of my scraps, especially for the tags, because I hate to cut into a whole new piece of paper for that. I have this sticker sheet, and it predominantly goes with the color study, but there are some florals on here that have some pretty close color schemes that I can definitely pull in. Maybe some of the word phrases and some of these arrows and stuff are in that same color family as this. And then I also have this ephemera that I got for Christmas this year that is Vicki Boutin, and these definitely will go with the color schemes in this Art for Everyone book. At least some of it will. So and of course there's florals in here. And then because I've got all these tags, I thought I would use my Dress My Craft tag maker, and so I pulled that out. And I guess you all might want to see the picture. I don't know, maybe y'all don't care what I'm scrapbooking. I am going to use one picture. I will be turning the layout on its side. I know, shocker. And it is a picture of my daughter with her acceptance letter to the university that she started in 2020. She's not there anymore, so I don't care that people know where she was. You know, so, but anywho, so this is the picture I am going to be documenting. I'm working on my 2020 chronological book, and so I am, a lot of what I do this month for the 30 days of sketches will be from 2020. So I'm trying not to pull in a whole lot of like COVID stuff, so don't be thinking that everything will be that. I do have an Echo Park kit that has that stuff in it, so I will when it fits, but for the most part I'm just going to scrapbook all these happy memories and lovely things. So now that I have talked your all's ear off and you have learned far more about me and what I'm doing than you might want to know, I have my papers and some ephemera. I've got my picture and this awesome sketch by Lisa Sikorsky. And so let's see how this goes. All right, so the first thing I did was go through this Art for Everyone paper pad and determine what I wanted as my base page. And I'll go back through and keep looking, but I do end up on that lovely leaf paper. I want to bring florals in, but this last floral doesn't work, and so I want to use this one. So I must have cut out more than I meant to. I am terribly sorry. I used scraps to get the red bit and the skinny strip. Those were from my scraps that I had left over. And then I went in and pulled a bunch of the scraps that were in that little plastic bag. And I set those aside that were big enough to make tags out of. And then I did pull another full 12 by 12 out and cut a 4.5 inch by 12 strip of this floral. And on the back of that is a teal. And so I have not attached anything down yet. I'm still, obviously, still fiddling with it. So I'm trying to decide if I want the teal right behind the picture and then the floral, or then I flip it, which is what I end up with, the teal in the background and then the floral as the matte. And I am so glad I was back and forth, and now that I look at it, the teal blended right into that picture. So I'm glad that I ended up with this, doing it like this. So all I used was a 4.5 by 12 inch strip of that paper. So I'm going to end up pulling some of that in later. So these are, like I said, all from the scraps that I had. And this little floral, I wanted to go ahead and bring it in because it's part of the mat. And, but it was too short, so I put it on that orange tag. And if you have been watching any of the past couple weeks of my videos, you'll know that I just bought a Scotch square tape runner and have not been real happy with it. So I ordered this Scotch adhesive runner, and I so far love it. So I pull out a Post-it note to write the date that's on the back of my picture down, since I'm gluing it down. I am really bad about that. I will write down what, I'll put the date on the back of the picture, super, but then if you mat the picture, it doesn't do you any good because you can't see it. So I try really hard to write on a Post-it note or a piece of paper near me so that I can remember after I'm done with my layout. So I'm getting these taped down, and like I said, with my Scotch, I think it's called an ATR, and whatever it is, I like it. And so I'm just wanting to line everything up, and I do have one tag that is that same pattern as that brown strip with the words on it. And so I got to make sure I line them up just right to where they're not going to be on top of each other. So I put the one with that "Hi honey, you make me smile" right in the middle. So it's going to have that break between that, and it'll be against the mat of the picture. And I also had to move the one with the floral over because that is the same as the mat of the picture. So now everything is mostly tacked down at least a little bit. And I am going to start embellishing. So I pull out my embellishment bin, and all these other ephemera that have florals are white, like white. And this layout is like a dingy white, like a, not off-white, well, maybe a little, but it's not like a clean white. And that's what all of those from that kit were. So I pull out this paper and I fussy cut. My hands do not appreciate when I fussy cut, but it is what it is, and it's what I needed to do, so I did it. So I tacked down these two little partial florals underneath my picture, and then I spent a good 10 minutes fussy cutting this massive beast that I'm about to set down. And I'm going to put that in the sketch. It's on the tags, but the way my picture's laying, it would be on top of my daughter's head. So I don't want to do that. And I really don't like how it's just solid white. So I get out my Statler watercolor pencils. And I just got these maybe for my birthday this past year. And I've used them a little, and I like them, but I decide that I'm going to use them. I color, there's two sets of leaves. I color each of them, one dark green, one a lighter green. And then I color the flower in the middle one color, and then the inside a different color. Not that you all can't see that. And then I put it down on, I keep the first and last page of my paper pads, and I use them to color on, so I'm not wasting paper. And I get my little watercolor, my little water painting pen, and I just brush off when I'm done with each color so that I don't blend them too much. And, well, what happened to it? You all didn't want to see the whole thing, I guess. The up close you'll be able to see better, but then after I do that, I realize I need to do it to these other ones because they look, they need to have some color. So I color one orange and one yellow, which are the other colors in this layout. And I very carefully paint over those. And then I get my heat tool out to dry them mostly. And I decide that I want them to curve up some so it gives some dimension on the page. As you can tell, I'm blowing everything around. So I put it down on the side so it'll help curl them up a little bit. And I really like the way they turn out. I do go in a little while and add some more of the leaves, and I do not color them because I think it gives some contrast, and I like the way that looks. So I get this down to where it is not covering her face. It is covering the picture a little, but not over her face. And then I get that little tag that I got out of the ephemera kit and put it up there because it does have that dingy white. And then I pull out my enamel dots and try and find ones that I think will work. and I decide to pull this Park Lane set out. And because I don't like naked tag holes and I do not want to put ribbon or string through all of these, I get an enamel dot that fits right in that hole and covers the tag hole. And I alternate from a pinky color, blue and yellow, and then pink and blue again. And then I pull these Vicky Bouton stickers out because I think I could add a little bit more of the floral, but they are bordered by white. Now I could trim that off, but I didn't feel like it. I felt like I had enough florals on here to cover the floral concept of the prompt from Dotty About Flair. And so the only thing I pull off of this Vicky Bouton sticker sheet is two little word phrases. That's one says top 10 and one says celebrate. And I put those down on that white and heart tag, and they are black. And so I do bring some black in just a little bit, since there's not a whole lot of it anymore, since I've colored most of the white floral where the black is, in the lining and everything. So I journal on that little tag and just put the date and a note. And then I pull out my small talk and I realize that since it is black and white, stark white, I'm not going to like that. So I pull out my clippings sticker book by Tim Holtz, Ideology, and find some words. And these are like phrases and partial phrases from like books and stuff like that. So a lot of them are obscure and I'm not sure how I'll find a way to use them. I'll have to get clever someday. And if you all have any suggestions, please let me know. But there are some things in here that I'm not really sure I will ever find a way to use. But I did find enough. And I started with 4 and then decided to do 5 and end up with 6. So then I cover up my picture and I get out my Black Marble Delusions spray by Ranger. And I love this. I got a little heavy over on the left side and got a drop on one of my word phrases and fixed that. And I also got a little dot up there on the top and you can see it right there on my tag. So I took my teal pen that I used to write there and rewrote the name, which is what only thing that's kind of covered. And it's still a little smear and it's frustrating to me, but there's no fixing it unless I put a new tag up there. And I don't think I'm going to do that. Not for a single little dot. So I then realized I don't have a title. And I was going to use that black celebrate on that sticker, over there on the right. But that little black sticker from the Vicky Bouton thing says celebrate. I don't really want to put celebrate. So I get out the goldenrod thickers. And there is a word sweet. And it matches the coloring on this layout. And you can't see it really well in this video, but in person it stands out. And so I put that over those 2 tags on the far left. And I do use my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to get those stuck down. And then I add a heart, a big one on the left and a smaller one on the right. I was going to use a different color, the orange, but it blends and is exactly the same color as the word sweet. So I don't want to do that. So I put another yellow heart down, and then I put those, I also adhese those with the Nuvo, which is my favorite adhesive these days. So now I'm going to show you the sketch by Lisa Skorsky. Please follow along with all the people below, and I'm going to show you some up close, and I hope that you all enjoyed this, and I hope you'll come back for the rest of the month. And I hope that you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping!